Hi guys, welcome back to Kim's class. This unit will be a series of 9 lessons about the parts of speech. For many of you, this will be a review, but it's such an important concept when learning English that I feel that it's valuable even if it is a review. It not only helps you write great sentences that are structurally accurate, it also helps you expand your vocabulary. In this unit, I will be teaching articles in a separate lesson, but there are a series of 9 lessons. After each of the 9 lessons, there'll be a link for you to practice what you have learned. You'll find that link in the description of each of the 9 videos. So let's look at the 8 parts of speech. Most linguists say that there are 8. Each part of speech explains not just what the word is, but how the word is used. In fact, some words can be used as a noun in one sentence and a verb or an adjective in the next. For example, we have nouns, verbs, adjectives and articles, adverbs, pronouns, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. As I said, learning these parts of speech is very important. Even people who speak English as their native language need to practice this concept. But English sentences can all be divided into their parts of speech. When we know these parts of speech, it can help you understand much better. It helps with your listening, your reading, your writing, and your speaking skills. See why that might be valuable? When you study vocabulary, it's also very important that you pay attention to the parts of speech. The next part of speech we will review are adjectives. Our learning objectives for today say, I can define an adjective. The second objective says, I know the 8 types of adjectives and can use them in a sentence. The last objective says, I understand the difference between proper nouns and proper adjectives. Let's go ahead and begin looking at these objectives in detail. An adjective is a word that describes a noun or a pronoun. It tells which, whose, what kind, and how many. There are some different types of adjectives to be aware of. There are 8 types of adjectives. There are descriptive adjectives, quantitative adjectives, indefinite adjectives, proper adjectives, demonstrative adjectives, interrogative adjectives, possessive adjectives, and articles. Now, we have already talked about possessive adjectives in the lesson before this, and we're going to talk about articles, which some people use as a separate part of speech, and most use it as an adjective. But I'm going to do a specific lesson on articles next. Let's go ahead though and look at the other 6 types of adjectives in more detail. The first type of adjective we're going to talk about is called a descriptive adjective. This is the most common part of an adjective. It provides information or attributes to the nouns or the pronouns that they modify or describe. Like I said, most of the adjectives in the English language belong to this type. These adjectives that provide information, like in the sentences you see on your screen. He has a fast car. Kim is hungry. The lonely cats are crying. Take a look at these descriptive adjectives and see if you know what they are trying to describe. So the next two types of adjectives we're going to talk about are quantitative and indefinite. I put these together because they're often confused. I thought by looking at them together, we might get a better idea. So a quantitative adjective provides a specific number or quantity, and it tells about the pronoun or the noun. It tells how much and how many with a specific amount. He has 40 horses. I know exactly how many. I have been standing for 3 hours. Again, I know how many. You'll see other examples of quantitative adjectives in that side of the slide. But now when we look at indefinite adjectives, which also describe or modify a noun, it's unspecific. I don't know exactly how much or how many. For example, I gave some candy to her. Not sure how much. I want a few moments alone. Again, how many? I'm not sure. These are some examples of indefinite adjectives. Do you see the difference? I think you do. The next two types of adjectives that I have also grouped together are demonstrative and interrogative. Demonstrative adjectives directly refer to something or someone. They work alone and they come before the word it modifies. These adjectives include words like this, that, these, and those. But look more specifically at the difference of these four types of adjectives. We have this dog is cute. One dog, close to the speaker. This, I can almost touch. This dog. That dog. Still singular, one dog, but further from the speaker. I can't touch. That dog. This dog, that dog. Now let's look at the next two. We have these dogs are cute. More than one. And close. These dogs. And then the next one is those dogs. Plural, more than one, but far from the speaker. This, these, close. That, those, far away. Now, the next type of adjectives include which, what, and whose. These types of adjectives ask questions. That makes it easier to identify because it is a question. For example, which phone do you use? Which pen do you like more? What game do you want to play? What books are you buying today? Whose car is this? Whose book was that? The last type of adjective we're going to talk about today is called a proper adjective. Now, a proper adjective is much like a proper noun. When proper nouns modify or describe other nouns, they become proper adjectives. They, like proper nouns, must be capitalized. In this case, the word proper does not mean formal. It means specific. A proper adjective allows us to summarize a concept in just one word. Let's go ahead and look at some of these examples. I drive an American car. Sam loves Chinese food. George is a British actor. Let's watch European football. Shakespearean plays are difficult to understand. My brother likes Celtic music. So do you see how we capitalize those words and they're actually not nouns but proper adjectives describing the noun that follows it? American car. I think you have that idea, don't you? So even though that was a lot of information about adjectives, you can always slow the video down and write notes. One of the best things to do is to practice writing different sentences than ones that you see on the screen. But let's go ahead and see if we have learned today's objectives. Can you define an adjective? Do you know the 8 types of adjectives and can you use them in a sentence? Do you understand the difference between proper nouns and proper adjectives? I think you do. So that's it for today's lesson. Remember that in the description of this video is a link to activities to help you practice what you just learned. But before you go, I'd like to ask you to do a few things. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you think that you would be interested in learning when I post new videos, make sure you subscribe to this channel. How about if you think you have friends that might be interested in learning about parts of speech? Well, share it with them. I would also really enjoy if you would make a comment in the comment section. Try and write a good sentence using the parts of speech you learned today. And lastly, please don't forget what a blessing it is for me to share my passion with you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to come on this journey with you to learn English. Goodbye for now. I can't wait to see you.